number 3 in the German GT Championship. It's off to the North Sea coast, to Zandvoort, on the spectacular Dutch Formula 1 circuit. It's all about gaining more championship points. Championship leaders Nicholas Kroeten and Ben Green are the hunted. Changeable weather conditions caused chaos in qualifying this morning for race 1 of the ADAC GT Masters. Championship leader Ben Green could only qualify the car on the back of the grid as a result of being on the wrong tyre at the wrong time. The conditions are still changing. The teams cannot decide whether to start on dry weather tyres or on wet tyres. You can see slicks being fitted to the ID Racing Porsche. There's a driver we welcome back to the grid, Maxi Gertz, the 2012 GT Masters champion, joining Ezequiel Perez-Campagne in the Mad Panda Mercedes. Another driver who did really well in qualifying this morning, Jan Marszałkowski, qualifying second on the grid, but he is choosing to start on slick tyres, a big risk on this slippery surface. Our pole sitter, Mick Wieshofer for Emil Frey Racing in the Lamborghini Huracan. The engines are running, the cars are starting the first of 2 formation laps here at the Zandvoort circuit for race 1 of the GT Masters. That's Jan Marszałkowski, front row sitter for Mercedes AMG Team ZVO, and he's lost it. Those slick tyres have caught him out on the greasy surface, and that was just on the formation lap. You can see he boots the accelerator, the car just swaps ends, makes heavy impact with the fence before they've even taken the green flag. And poor Jan Marszałkowski, he is absolutely distraught.
I tried to feel a little bit how the conditions are on the straight before, and then I thought, okay, let's keep it calm in the little kink. But then it suddenly snapped, and I don't know, to be honest, why. We had such a good chance for a good result, for a podium, maybe even a win, and I just couldn't believe it that I was in the wall after 2 corners, not even on race pace.
So minus the second place car on the grid, the rest of the field tiptoe their way along the pit straight on a track that is damp and dry in places. It's Mick Wieshofer who leads into the first corner, but look at Ezequiel Perez-Campagne. He's got wet tyres on the Mad Panda Mercedes. Wieshofer has slicks on the Lamborghini, and it shows. So Campagne round the outside, taking the lead of this race. In third place, Janis Fischer, a great qualifying session from him, and he holds on to that third place, but now Campagne's tyres are starting to overheat. The track is drying really quickly. The Mad Panda goes wide, and Wieshofer is back through and into the lead. With no further rain expected, it seems that anybody on wet weather tyres has made the wrong choice. That is exactly the case for Ezequiel Perez-Campagne. He goes wide into turn 3. Easy prey for Janis Fischer, who comes diving through the 2 cars, making contact. Someone else spinning on that turn 3 up on the high banking. That was Fabian Schiller. And it was Thierry Vermeulen who gets into the rear quarter of the number 4 Mercedes. The car goes spinning. Vermeulen is able to continue, but he has already lost a load of places, and the stewards are taking a look at that incident. Now Thierry continues his fight for 15th place, this time against Albert Costa Balboa, pushing him wide on turn 12. Balboa across the gravel trap, Vermeulen is through, and this is the view from the perspective of local driver Thierry Vermeulen as he continues towards turn 13. The Emil Frey Racing team are not impressed, neither are the stewards. It's a drive-through penalty for the number 33 Verstappen.com sponsored car. Our leader is still Mick Wieshofer, in second place Janis Fischer, but up into third place. Great drive from Simon Riker in the East Talent Racing Team Audi R8. Christian Engelhardt is challenging Salmon Ovega, and this is for 7th place. Also there is Max Paul, Jesse Krohn in the BMW behind as well. What a great scrap, 4 cars all going for that 7th place. And it is Christian Engelhardt who comes out in front. Salmon Ovega now easy prey to Max Paul, who comes through, as does Jesse Krohn. The 2 cars collide with each other. This is the perspective from the Allied Racing Porsche of Joel Sturm. Krohn backs out of it, and that allows the very impressive Joel Sturm to dive through and take the position away. The pit window is open, and the 4th placed Kim Louis Schramm is into the pits. He's handing over to Dennis Marshall. Only 2 mechanics are allowed to work on each car at any one time, and the Rutronic Audi bursts into life and rejoins the race. The spectators are entertained here at Zandvoort as the race leader is into the pits. That's Mick Wiesofer swapping over with Konsta Lapalainen. Now, what a lot of pressure this is going to be for the driver who's making his debut in GT Masters here this year. Good pit stop. Out of the pit lane he comes. He rejoins the race in the Zandvoort sunshine, and he is in the lead. On board with Thierry Vermeulen, and his liveliest race of the year continues a little adventure across the gravel. Doesn't look like any harm has been done, but he will not forget this race in a hurry. He rejoins on turn 13. So the order after the mandatory pit stops, it's still Konsta Lapalainen who leads the way from Dennis Marshall. A great stop from him puts him up into second place. Norbert Seidler, though, in third place. He's taken a note from Simon Riker, and he is under a lot of pressure from Jackson Evans, another driver who makes his debut in GT Masters this year. That is Nikki Katzberg into the pits. He's had a collision with Patrick Niederhauser. The Audi and the BMW getting together. The front wing of the Katzberg car is badly damaged. In fact, there's damage all around the car. You can see them bumping off each other around the very lively turn 12. And it looks like Katzberg's into the pits. Also his teammate, Niklas Kruten, in the fellow Schubert Motorsport car. He's got damage. That's as a result of a collision with Christopher Haase. So both the Schubert Motor Racing BMWs getting damage at about the same time in the race in separate incidents. This is for 12th place. Raffaele Marciello under pressure from Jack Aitken. Marciello a long way back in the pack by his standards. The Lamborghini and the Mercedes run side by side through the corners, and it's Jack Aitken who comes out in front. His Emil Frey teammate Konsta Lapalainen continues to lead the way, and Mick Wiesofer, he's got everything crossed in the pits. Out of turn 14 comes Konsta Lapalainen. He receives the checkered flag. Great drive from Dennis Marshall into second place ahead of Norbert Seidler. And this is our confirmed classification. Mick Wiesofer, Konsta Lapalainen taking the win for Emil Frey Racing ahead of Kim Louis Schramm, Dennis Marshall and Simon Riker, and Norbert Seidler in third place. Celebrations in the pits. Here comes Mick Wiesofer. A big hug to his co-driver.
Yeah, it's really nice to be back on the podium. A mega drop from the team, from Konsta, from Lamborghini. The car was flying out there, so yeah, really happy.
Celebrations on the podium, but the retirement of Kruten and Green means that the championship is closer than ever. Race 2 of the weekend. The rain has gone away, the track is dry, but yesterday's winners, Mick Wiesofer along with Konsta Lapalainen, have qualified all the way down in 11th place in the Emil Frey Racing Lamborghini. Second on the grid is Ian Changuven. Very solid result once again for him in the Team U Sportwagen Technique Porsche. And on pole position, another Emil Frey Racing Lamborghini, this time with Jack Aitken at the wheel. This will be Jack's first ever pole position in GT3 racing. The race hasn't even started yet, and we've already got drama. Defending champion Ricardo Feller into the pits. The car is going no further with a technical issue. Coming into this weekend, his co-driver Yusufa Vega was at the top of the points. He's not going to be scoring today. A great start from Jack Aitken. Einchanguven in second place, but look at Mattia Drudi. Around the outside, he pulls alongside the second place car. He goes wide out of turn 1, out towards turn 2. Mattia Drudi really finding some grip on the outside. He makes a little bit of contact with the Team U Sportwagen Technique Porsche of Einchanguven. But he is through and into second place. Behind them is Franck Pereira, but look at the wing mirror flapping on the Guven car. It's finally detached itself, as we can see here in the replay, but hopefully there's no further damage to that car. Here comes Nikki Katzberg. He's challenging Jules Gounon. Up ahead of him, that's Marco Mappelli and Konsta Lapalainen. And Marco Mappelli finding a route past. It's Lamborghini versus Lamborghini. Up onto the 90-degree banking of turn 3. It's 12th place that belongs to Marco Mappelli. And Konsta Lapalainen not able to get past. We saw this battle brewing earlier. Nikki Katzberg still challenging Jules Gounon, but they're all the way back in 15th place. The glory days of the Red Bull Ring must seem like a distant memory to Nikki Katzberg as he's trying to get the last point on offer. Another driver also further back is Raffaele Marciello getting together with Patrick Niederhauser. Marciello never scared to get his elbows out. The two cars make contact. There's a little puff of smoke. Niederhauser keeps it pointing in the right direction and Marciello has to back out of it. That's Matteo Drudi, the teammate of Thierry Vermeulen, who we saw featuring in race 1 of this weekend. And that is Jos Verstappen, the father of Max Verstappen, watching on at his local circuit. Of course, Verstappen.com sponsoring that car. Pit window is open. In comes Jack Aitken. He's going to be handing over to Albert Costa Balboa. This is a routine that has been rehearsed many times, and with precision timing, the number 63 Lamborghini roars out of the pits. Right, the third place car of Ayhancan Guven into the pits. He's giving way to Christian Engelhardt. Once again, it is a well choreographed routine with Guven helping Engelhardt to get strapped in. Out of the pits he comes. Now let's see where he rejoins in relation to Albert Costa Balboa. Guven is looking pretty animated in the garage. He has no reason to be because Christian Engelhardt has re-emerged in third place. Thierry Vermeulen is in second place. He's taken over from Matteo Drudi, and Albert Costa Balboa leads the way. The first 7 cars are pretty well spaced out around the circuit, but this is the battle for 8th places. Ferrari Lorenzo joining GT Masters this weekend, and he crashes into Florian Spengler. Both cars spinning across the track, and Spengler, well, that is a bit of a sketchy move in the opposite direction of the traffic. And Ferrari is also stranded on the racing line. Fabian Schiller, he doesn't know which way to go. There's a car coming in the opposite direction. Meanwhile, Jesse Krohn is into the pits. This isn't for a mandatory stop. There is a mechanical issue. This is a weekend for Team Schubert to forget. Another retirement as the 20 car goes into the garage. We're riding on board with Joel Sturm in the Allied Racing Porsche, and he is challenging for 7th place. That's Maximilian Paul in the T3 Motorsport Lamborghini Huracan. But Max Paul has a puncture, and there may have been a bit of contact when Sturm was trying to get round the outside of him, but the rubber is flailing from that car, and Max Paul is going to have to visit the pit lane. Third place Christian Engelhardt has Arthur Rougier for company. The Lamborghini following the Porsche has a little look on the inside, but Engelhardt has the faster line around the bank turn 3 and then up the hill towards turn 4. Guven is looking very worried and very nervous, and you do wonder whether there's something going on with that car that we're not aware of. But Christian Engelhardt continuing in third place. That's Ayhancan Guven's girlfriend in the garage. She's also looking very nervous, but Engelhardt is slowing. There is a problem with that car. Arthur Rougier moves to the outside, goes past the Porsche. The team can't believe it. The car has failed with just 2 corners to go of this race. Albert Costa Balboa crosses the line to take the win ahead of Thierry Vermeulen and Arthur Rougier, but the car that looked dead set for third place crawls across the line, finally making it to the checkered flag, but only managing to finish in 8th place. The Team U Sport Wagon Technique crew cannot believe it. Neither can Ayhancan Guven, who'd done all that hard work.
We had a gearbox issue. I was in neutral, and just rolling through the last oval with no gear anymore inside. And the moment I try to manage the situation, just trying to find a solution that does not exist. But when I crossed the line, of course, I was really disappointed and very emotional, angry.
Well, you can see from that shot quite how much that meant to Albert Costa Balboa. His first ever win in ADAC GT Masters, and Jack Aitken's first GT3 win as well. He hugs the Lamborghini Huracan that is prepared by Emil Frey Racing.
This year I changed many things in my personal and professional life to be more focused on everything and all the stuff. And looks like the result is getting there. I have no word to describe my happiness because it's the result of a big work together with my teammate and my team.
driver who's never scared to show his emotion. Albert Costa Balboa taking the win with Jack Aitken, Thierry Vermeulen and Matthias Drudy second, and they were ahead of Arthur Rougier and Franck Pereira. Look at the points championship, a three-way tie at the top with Vega, Engelhardt and Guven all on 70 points. Nicolas Crutan and Ben Green just 5 behind, and Albert Costa Balboa and Jack Aitken 9 points behind them. It's 2 times Formula 1 world champion and 2 times Indy 500 winner Emerson Fittipaldi who presents the winners' trophies, and it's a double victory for Emil Frey Racing in the ADAC GT Masters here at Circuit Zandvoort in the Netherlands. The ADAC's high-speed school is making its first appearance of the 2022 season on the support program for the ADAC GT Masters. The man of the moment is Andrea Kimi Antonelli. He has won 5 out of the 6 races so far, and he starts this one, race 3 of a 14-race season, on pole position. It's Rafael Camara second on the grid with James Wharton third. The lights go out and it is Antonelli who steps off pole position and leads the field into turn 1. It's 4 Prema cars running, 1, 2, 3, 4. But it's 4th place Conrad Larsen who challenges James Wharton around the outside for that 3rd place. Nikita Bedrin is also challenging, and that is for 4th place, overtaking James Wharton on the banking of turn 3. Bedrin is the man on a mission in this race. We're in the final lap and he's attacking 3rd place Conrad Larsen, trying to pick up a slipstream as they head around towards turn 6. He moves to the inside, picks up a little bit of dust, being very careful not to let the Prema car behind back through into the corner they come. It's still Conrad Larsen who holds on to that 3rd place, but once again it's Andrea Kimi Antonelli who takes the win. Second across the line, it's Rafael Camara, and holding on for that 3rd, Conrad Larsen. It's a Prema Racing 1, 2, 3. The team absolutely delighted. Antonelli's domination continues. He's now won 6 out of 7 races this season.
I mean, yeah, it's amazing. We need to keep going. We need to keep working hard. We're doing an amazing job so far, and we'll see what we can do in the next few races.
Race 2, surprise, surprise, it's Antonelli on pole position with Camara alongside, and it is Antonelli who leads them into turn 1. But Charlie Wirtz, another of the Prema cars, has made a great start, and he is challenging Camara, and that's Nan David Birambakdi who's hit the wall on the inside of the pit straight. It looks like he's got together with Ben Samir trying to defend that position. And that rear wheel is pointing in the wrong direction. There's a bit of tension in the pits as well in the Team Genza Motorsport garage. The track has been cleared and it's Antonelli who once again leads them across the line. There's a fight for 9th place. It's Emerson Fittipaldi Jr. attacking the number 33 car of Brando Badur. There's also Mikael Sauter going wide in their Tarzan turn. Now this is an incident involving Valentin Kloos. He's making his debut in Formula 4 racing here today, and on the exit of turn 1 he's into the gravel track. He's one of just 2 German drivers in the series this year. It is a steep learning curve for these young drivers. The fight for 5th place is on. It's Nikita Bedrin who's once again on the move, this time overtaking Taylor Barnard, again up on the steep banking of turn 3 and up the hill towards turn 4. It's Andrea Kimi Antonelli who leads the way though, crossing the line to win his 7th race of the season. Next across the line, Rafael Camara and Charlie Wirtz in 3rd place. The 3rd race of the weekend sees the top 8 from race 2 reverse to form the grid. That puts Emerson Fittipaldi Jr. on pole position. The red lights go out and it's Fittipaldi who leads them away, but he's already under pressure from Conrad Larsen who sees a gap on the inside. Taylor Barnard is there as well. Fittipaldi just holding onto that lead at the moment, but he goes wide into the corner, and now Larsen is through. Fittipaldi defending as hard as he can from Barnard, but also Nikita Bedrin is there as well. The 2 PHM racing cars running together on the circuit. And that is Maya Ver getting together with Arias Doikmechi, and she goes through the ADAC hoarding. In fact, she does it twice, and the car comes to a stop. Fortunately, not too much damage, although she has lost that front wing. This is the fight for 4th place. Andrea Kimi Antonelli, having started 8th on the grid, now attacking fellow Prema driver Charlie Wirtz makes easy work of that. And now he's up to Nikita Bedrin. Bedrin putting up a bit of a fight, locks up a wheel, and Antonelli is through and past him as well. With Bedrin dispatched, it's now Taylor Barnard a little further up the road in second place, who comes under pressure from Antonelli. He moves to the inside of that car and sails past. Next up the road, it's the leader, Conrad Larsen. Is it possible that Antonelli is going to make it 3 out of 3 this weekend? He attacks the number 20 Prema car, but he can't get past Conrad Larsen, holding on for all he's worth. The Prema team are very nervous. It's 3 of their cars once again in the 1-2-3, but this time it's Conrad Larsen who just beats Andrea Kimi Antonelli across the line, and Charlie Wirtz in third.
I'm very happy, obviously. There was a bit of pressure in the end. I was a bit on the edgy side, I must be honest. But yeah, now I'm just extremely happy to be here, and the team has done an amazing job the whole weekend and the whole year, to be fair. So yeah, just happy to finally deliver a P1.
Andrea Kimi Antonelli's points lead extends further, 50 ahead of Rafael Camara and Conrad Larsen in third, 112 points behind. It is for the third time this weekend a 1-2-3 for Prema. Who can stop the team in red and white? It's Hugo Sasser on pole position for race 1 of the weekend for the ADAC GT4 Germany. Marcel Lenez in second, and Ben Dorr have a drag race into turn 1, but it's the Toyota Supra that drops in front. The 007 car now fighting for third place, because that man Vincent Andronacco is coming through in the Allied Racing Porsche. Jan-Philipp Springhoff is also there in the number 8 Mercedes AMG. Ben Dorr dropping in behind them. Nikolai Moller-Madsen also rushing to join the back of the queue. Now Marcel Lenez coming under pressure from Vincent Andronacco. The number 22 driver muscles his way through on the exit of turn 1, and he is up into second place. Jan-Philipp Springhoff following through on his shirt tails, but now also looking for a pass on the second place man. On board with Indy Doncher, that looks like moisture on the windscreen. It's starting to rain. These cars are on slick tyres. The big decision, whether to come in and change to wet weather tyres or whether to risk it out on the slippery track. The pit window is open, a mandatory stop for a driver change, and Ben Dorr swaps with Romain Leroux, but the stewards have decided to stop the race. A red flag is shown. This gives every driver a chance to change onto wet weather tyres. Those who came in early are going to be disadvantaged, having done it under green flag conditions. That's our race leader. He stayed out. Mike David Ortman, who took over from Hugo Sasser. The race is restarted. It's Mike David Ortman who leads the way, Romain Leroux in second, and Nico Gruber in third. But coming under pressure, it's Theo Overhaus who's taken over from Julian Hansis in the seat of the number 85 Mercedes, and he is racing for the final podium position. They go side by side around the chicane of turn 12, and in these slippery conditions, it's Theo Overhaus who takes that position away. Mike David Ortman crossing the line to win race 1 of the weekend for the ADAC GT4. In second place, Romain Leroux, and in third place, it's Theo Overhaus. Hugo Sasser is ready to congratulate his co-driver, Mike David Ortman, on their win. Conditions are much better for race 2, but it's the same car on pole position. Mike David Ortman leading the way across the line. Denis Bulatov, great qualifying from him as he drops into second place. Hendrik Still had an excellent qualifying session, starting third on the grid, but the young Theo Overhaus is relieving him of that spot. Through into third place goes the 85 car. Following through is also Romain Leroux in the ADAC Motorsport Aston Martin, so Hendrik Still drops down the order. At the mandatory pit stop, it's Julian Hansis who takes over the controls of the number 85 Mercedes. Theo Overhaus hurls his seat insert back into the garage before helping Hansis to get buckled up. Julian Hansis is a man on a mission as he chases after second place Ben Dorr. The Aston Martin Vantage seems to have the legs on the Mercedes AMG, and there's another Aston Martin leading the way on the final lap. Hugo Sasser, who took over from that man there, Mike David Ortman, bringing the car home to win 2 out of 2 races here at Zandvoort in the ADAC GT4. Mike David Ortmann leaning over the fence and cheering his teammate. They are a potent combination, taking their second win of the weekend. Ben Durr, Romain Leroux in second place, Julian Hanses and Theo Overhaus coming home in third. It's been a dominant display by Ortmann and Sasa.
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing. We tried everything to do the double win, and it worked out at the end. It wasn't easy today with the extra weight in the car, but we did a great job, and the whole team was amazing. Thanks a lot.
They had a difficult start to the season, but they are well and truly back. And as you can see there, Hugo Sasa moves to the top of the junior driver classification, as well as being in the hunt for the overall title. The ADAC GT4 Germany has provided great entertainment on their annual trip to the Zandvoort circuit in the Netherlands. As we approach the summer break, there is still no clear favourite for the title. It's all to play for. After a short summer break, we return at the beginning of August. Then it's off to the Eiffel, to the legendary Nürburgring.